Hi, you guys. Jackie here, coming to you for another midweek motivation. Actually, we just wanted to do this today to share with you a day in my life, so to speak. So kind of to walk you through how my day normally is. And I thought the best way to do it actually, I'm actually doing this from my laptop. So I'm going to be dragging this around with me, but I didn't want the volume, I didn't want the Wi-Fi to drop. But hey, so great to have you. I'm Jackie from Get Online, Get Known. It's totally awesome to sometimes you're wondering, okay, so do I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, or can I actually run an online business, or what does it mean to actually work from home or be home-based, so that kind of thing. Because what I do, I help entrepreneurs get themselves out there, get their market to know about them, become visible, package their offers, and just put themselves out there. And I also work from home. So I consult, I coach, I do all sorts of things. And I just wanted to show you, this is what it looks like for me. It might look very different for someone else, but maybe it'll be a motivation for you, and you say, okay, it's not so difficult, it's actually possible. So this is like a behind the scenes, more like it's, I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek into my life. So this is actually my bedroom. This is where it all starts, obviously. Wake up in the morning, right there. And I'm trying to become a bit more, a bit more consistent with my morning routine, because what I'll normally just pull out, actually have my TV right there, and I'll pull out, make some space there to do some exercise. And I like to do a lot of, heart pumping, aerobic, I actually use the 7-minute fitness, which is a great Android app. I think it's also on iPhone as well. So iOS as well. So I love it. It's got great, really quick 7-minute workouts that you can do. I also have something that I do outside, which is trampoline. But yeah, that's how it starts. Just my morning routine. Before I get out of bed, I actually like to also meditate. So I'm currently using the Bible app, which I really love. It's got some great meditations that you can do during the morning. So I love that. And, for you, maybe you wanted to try some other thing. But what I've noticed is meditation just sets me up. It starts me off in the right way, because you guys know this whole thing about mindset. If you get started right in the morning, then it really helps. So for me, I found that the days that I don't meditate, the days that I just don't pause and really focus on, the gift that God has given me and how I'm using that gift and how He's enabling me and everything, then the day does not go according to the plan. So that's what I start with. So I'm just going to walk you around. It might be a little bit dark, but so that's where it starts. And then obviously, it's actually the next thing I do is breakfast. So, but when I do want to get ready, then I'll do that, of course, in my bathroom and everything, but I'm not going to show you that. So I'll just walk you through to the family area. So what I like to do is sit with my kids and my husband in the morning for breakfast. So I'm now walking you through to my dining area. So that's where we sit for breakfast. And I must say that this atrium that you can see behind me, this is at the center of our home, and it really features for me a whole lot in everything that I do, because I like to be in light, I like to be in warmth, I like to be in a place with, I figure that, that's light, it's life really when you're in a place with greenery. So I'm trying to get some good lighting. So I like to spend my time here, either seated at the dining table right there, or sometimes I'll be working down in the bar, which is a standing, so I'll show you the standing area. Yeah, this is my life. So I'll sometimes work in the bar right here, because I like to stand. I've noticed that standing when working keeps me more alert. I find that, and it also helps me with my posture, because that's something that I've been trying to work on. Just posture, because really when your posture is okay, then you don't have all these aches and pains that come. So trying to work on my posture, trying to work on standing. I found that, actually I read this article once that said that it doesn't matter how much you exercise, if you're sitting the entire day, that's actually the biggest thing that will bring you just poor health. So I like to stand when I'm working where possible. So I do that in the bar right there. Hey, welcome. And when you check in, just say, hey, tell me where you're watching from, and so I can give you a shout out, because I can't really see who's joining. So as I was saying, I was just showing you my work, my morning, a day in the life of, let me say, my routine so far. So I'm just showing you with my laptop so you can see. So I normally have my breakfast right there with the family. And they leave, they normally leave about 7:30, heading to 8. And then I'll normally sit there. I don't actually get ready until much later. But one thing I found is really, really important when you're working from home is that you do need to get up and get going. You don't want to sit and be spending your days in your pajamas. Trust me, it's a mind thing. Like when you're spending your days in your pajamas, you won't actually feel like you're getting work done, right? So I do like to, once I'm done, I'll check a bit of email, check a bit of IMs, Facebook, and that kind of thing. Then I'll go and get ready, and shower for the day. Then I'll come back and sit right here. This is actually where I love to work, right here on my dining table, because I find that, as I was sharing earlier, it really gives me a great, I'm trying to get good lighting. It gives me, I just really feel a lot of happiness and life, I suppose, when I'm in somewhere that's green, somewhere in the sun. Occasionally, I'll also stand outside. So this is like the outside area where I tend to sit, and I'll come and I'll hang out here as well. I don't sit here as much, but I do. It's a bar area. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try and, so that's a bar area where I can actually stand. So when I'm trying to do more standing when I'm working, then I'll stand here and I'll work here. And then, and that's it. So my morning routine is normally just, mostly I like to do work on my computer, like directly. I like to just focus on things that, either content development, content creation, something that it's called blocking and tackling, this is a kind of productivity tools that I learned from my productivity trainer, so to speak, and that helps me just because the previous night I'll decide what am I going to work on, and I have this great app, by the way, which I just started using, which is perfect. The first thing I do when I log onto my email, it asks me, so what's your focus for the day? So I just plug that in there to help me keep focused. I plug that in there, like, what's your focus for the day? I put in like two to four main things I'm wanting to accomplish in the day. And then once I accomplish, every time once I get that done, then I tick it off. And the great thing is the next morning, the app asks me the same thing. Plus, it also shows me what I was able to do or not. It actually brings back what I was not able to accomplish the previous day. So that's the great thing about it. And that way then I find that when I'm able to start my day really focused, and when I'm able to just know what I'm working on, I find that I don't lose so much time. You guys may have heard of this thing called context switching. Like every time you start working on something and then you move to working on something else, you're actually you're losing time. Every time you switch to a new thing, let's say you're sending emails and then you switch to creating a PowerPoint presentation, you've lost 20% of your time. And I learned this from Todd Herman. It's an amazing concept. So I try to block and tackle, which means start off my day focusing on specific things, and mainly things that really require a lot of intense work. So then, let me also show you my office actually while we're at it. But I really like to work here during the daytime. And then at lunch, I will go pick up my kids. So I'm about to go do that in a few minutes because it's almost my lunchtime. But before I do that, I'm just walking out of my house because I have my office, which is separated from the house. And I hope this won't drop. But I'll just show you. This is my office. How do I do this? So that's where I normally sit. Can you see that? Yeah, so that's where I normally sit, and I have my laptop propped up there for when I want to do calls and that kind of thing. It's quiet, so I have that set up. Just really set up primarily just for working. And I have Gabriela who's helping me at the moment. She's assisting me with my work. And I just find it really useful to have like a spot that's separate from the house, because this is literally separate from the house. And I'm able to sit here, especially in the afternoon when my kids are around. I'm able to sit here, do my work, focus, and they can be playing inside the house. And it's quite removed because if you see, like I literally step out of my office, which is located there, and that's my front yard. You can see behind me my gate, and then I walk back into the house through there. So that's how that works. So like I was saying, I like to block and tackle, and occasionally I will have meetings. Like this morning, of course, I had a meeting. I have a Bible study that I normally do every Thursday. No, every Wednesday. So I go for that every Wednesday. And then I also have like various other meetings. Like tomorrow I have a meeting in the morning. So there will be mornings that I do have meetings. But I try to push my meetings to afternoons as much as possible. So I've got it all blocked off on my calendar until 11 a.m. in the morning, I'm not taking any meetings. And then from 11 a.m. onwards, like if people want to book a time to chat with me, then the availability is really only afterwards, after from 11 going forward. So that's how it works. And this, I'm finding using all these different tools that help me just manage my time. Currently, I'm using Rescue Time as well to help me track what I'm using my time for. And that's just it. I suppose when it comes to the nitty-gritty of the work, it really has to do with, if I have any specific clients, if I have any deadlines, if I have any proposals that I need to send out, any calls or follow-ups that I need to make, it's all very much, that's driven, there's a lot of what I do that's driven by, the clients that I'm working with. I also have weekly coaching calls with those on my mastermind. So in case you don't know about that, I'm going to put a link so that you can learn more about it, or maybe get on a call with me as well. But I just wanted to share with you guys a bit about the behind the scenes of my day. And I didn't want to take really long to do it, but just to show you that some of the tips that I've used to just stay focused, stay consistent is, number one, just always getting up, getting ready, like as if I was going to the office. And number two, just really having a separate space where I can focus. If that space right now, during the morning, that space is normally at my dining table right there. But in the evening, in the afternoons when my kids are back from school, then that will normally be in my office. Just, where I can actually close the door and get work done. Yeah. So, hey, thanks for checking in. And if you got any thoughts, questions, how do you work remotely? How do you, put your business online? Do put them below and I'll check it out later. Bye-bye.